Hello and welcome to the third installment of Change Climate Change. In this episode, we will be discussing the causes and effects of wildfires fueled by climate change. Wildfires can strike in many communities, causing mass destruction to wildlife, humans, and properties. These are particularly common amongst areas prone to droughts, another effect of global warming. In fact, according to the National Interagency Fire Center, in 2021, by the date of August 24th, there had been 2.5 million acres burned in the United States of America. The CNN reported that 37,803 fires had been reported in 2021 by the time that was published in August 1st. This stands in drastic contrast to 2020, in which only 32,059 fires were reported. Each of these reports was in the United States. Climate change throughout the years is happening, and it is getting worse. Each year, more acres of land are burning, but this is not just in the United States. The Australian bushfires of 2019 through 2020 burned more than 46 million acres, according to the Center for Disaster Philanthropy. There were 34 reported deaths, and thousands of buildings were lost, along with approximately 3,500 houses. Yes, these wildfires caused by climate change have a dire impact on humans. However, they also have an impact on animals and the environment. The United Nations Environment Program states that in these bushfires, multiple millions of animals were killed. This poses a new problem. If specific species are repeatedly targeted in extreme events such as these, this could pose serious problems to biodiversity. One species will assert dominance over others in food chains, causing some to face endangerment or worse, extinction. The same United Nations Environment Program stated that 400 megatons of carbon dioxide were emitted into the atmosphere by these forest fires. This contributes to a circuitous route for the carbon dioxide that can only be broken by the lessening and eventual halt of climate change and its effects. Let's break this down. First, the carbon dioxide will be largely emitted from fossil fuels, transportation, and other activities. Then, trees, bushes, and other plants that use the carbon dioxide for photosynthesis as part of the process in their chloroplasts to create oxygen and sugar for energy will take in this gas. As a result of the rising global temperature, wildfires will take place. These displace the carbon dioxide in the plants through burning them to release it into the atmosphere to contribute to climate change once more. This may also occur in the decomposition of plants. Naturally, if there are enough plants, this cycle will balance itself. However, due to deforestation, this has been detrimentally disrupted. The only way to break the cycle of mounting climate change is to reduce our emissions. Now, let us review. For our first question, which of the following are serious effects of wildfires? Is it A, lessening biodiversity, B, an increase in methane emissions, or is it C, loss of property? The answers are both A and C, lessening biodiversity and loss of property. Now for our second question. How many megatons of carbon dioxide were released from the Australian bushfires in 2019 to 2020? A, 415, B, 345, or C, 400? And the answer is C, 400 megatons. Now for our final question. What is one major disruption to the path of the carbon cycle? A, an increased quantity of trash in landfills. B, deforestation, or C, increased emissions from livestock. And the answer is B, deforestation. So, how exactly does climate change contribute to wildfires? One example is through droughts. Ben Cook, a researcher for NASA's Goddard Institute for Space Studies and Columbia University in New York City, stated in a NASA article that, quote, climate change is not just a future problem. This shows it's already affecting global patterns of drought, hydroclimate, trends, variability. It's happening now, and we expect these trends to continue as long as we keep warming the world, end quote. Climate change is causing droughts, but what is their relationship with wildfires? The Center for Climate and Energy Solutions states that in places with a longer fire season and an increased risk of drought, the wildfire risk is also increased. These two factors are directly related. The same article from the Center for Climate and Energy Solutions stated that in Alaska, in 2019, the record-breaking hot and dry conditions allowed it to set records for a historically bad wildfire season. One of the main ways to prevent these wildfires is to use the solution of quote, controlled burns that eliminates brush and prevents the area from burning so harshly when the time comes. However, these two release much carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and in turn may harm animal populations. This is where reforestation comes into play. You may recall the morale of, for every tree that you cut down, plant a tree. However, with the mounting deforestation in areas such as the Amazon rainforest, which by 2003 had lost approximately 67,764 kilometers of area according to NASA, this effort still may not be enough in this mounting global threat. Time for our final review. For our first question, what are 2 factors that increase the risk of wildfires? A longer fire season. B, an increased risk of drought. Or C, reduced emissions of chlorofluorocarbons. And the answers are both A and B. Time for our second question. How do controlled burns help reduce the risk of wildfires? A, by promoting biodiversity. B, by removing flammable brush. Or C, by reducing the heat of the fire. And the answer is B, by removing flammable brush. It's time for our third and final question. By which year did the Amazon rainforest lose approximately 67,764 kilometers of area? A, 2003, B, 2007, or C, 1998? And the answer is A, 2003. All around the globe, global warming has seriously impacted wildfires. From human accidents to droughts to highly flammable brush, they have many causes. Effects include disrupted food chains to destroyed property to human fatalities. However, if we band together to stabilize the off-centered carbon cycle, we could have a powerful effect. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video and continue to protect the planet.